My name is Reuben Kigame, and I have a very brief message for you. Ndugu na kijana yangu Radak asked me to bring a very short meditation. So this is not a political speech. A very brief meditation, and then you will allow us to go to an event that has already started. I'll just ask the question, read a scripture for you, actually recite for you, and then bring a conclusion. Now, the question is this. God forbid, but if this was the end of your life, this is the last day of your life today, what would you want us to remember you for? What would you like us to write in your obituary? What speeches would you want people to make after you are gone? Everyone is remembered for something. I'm sure there are boys and girls in high school you remember because of certain naughty behaviors or good performance in class, good sportsmanship, and so on. You know who are the best dramatists. You know those that did well as public speakers, etc. You also know many people in this country, and given a chance to speak at their funeral, I'm sure you'd say something. But what about you? When that last day comes, what would you want us to remember you for? I would like to recite for you a scripture from 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 6 and 7. 2 Timothy, like 1 Timothy, was written by Paul of Tarsus, who was a Hebrew, but with some Roman citizenship. And he wrote many books in the New Testament. This is one of them. Now, Timothy was his protege. He called him his son. I have many such people in my life, and Radak is one of them, that I'm mentoring for different things. I mentor people in the area of music. I mentor some in the area of education. I actually am a teacher at the Africa International University out in Karen. And I have many students that look up to me. So Timothy was a protege of Paul. And Paul is at the end of his life. He's old. He knows that he's about to die. So the scripture partly reflects that in the first section. It says this: I am being poured out like a drink offering. The time for my departure has come. That's verse 6. And verse 7, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. Three things that he says to Timothy. If you were to say what Paul was to be remembered for, it would be that he fought the good fight, he finished the race, and he kept the faith. What do you want us to remember you for? Now, I put it to you that Paul was not just making empty words. He had truly fought many odds. And he had done a good job, so he was finishing the Christian race. And unlike many who came with deception and false doctrines and heresies, he kept the faith. Now, you guys are 1 year old today. What do you want us to remember you for as an organization, as an association? I hope that 2 or 5 years from now, there will be some remarkable things that you will have accomplished, so that you do not just occupy the space as another organization at JKU Art. We want results in MLSA. We want to hear you traveled to a certain rural area and did something in the area of health services to change lives. We want to hear that you mentored others who are coming after you. We want to hear that you have gone out after graduating and fixed the health issues in your counties or wards or constituencies. We want you to be remembered for something. We want you to be remembered as having put JKUAT on the map. We want you to be remembered for something as an organization. What do I want to be remembered for as I bring this to a close? First of all, I want to be remembered as someone who changed music for the better on the continent of Africa. It has been hard work from the 1980s when guitars were not wanted in church. We brought them to church. When we were not allowed to dance, we were not allowed to use certain musical styles, and it has been a hard job trying to convince the church that you can do reggae, Christian reggae, you can do Christian country, you can do Christian rumba, and so on. And slowly but surely, that has changed, and even worship music and the way it is arranged has changed in my generation, and I am satisfied with that. Number two, I really want to be remembered in the academy. My first degree is in education. My second one is in journalism and media studies. I'm just completing my PhD in the area of theology, and I teach theology, church history, apologetics, and philosophy. I want to be remembered as a good teacher. When I taught at Maryhill High School many years ago, I loved it. I enjoyed it. Even when I resigned, I still, look back to those days as wonderful days. I have many students scattered across this country and the world that tell me, Mwalimu, thank you very much for being our teacher. And even at the university, I already have some that have graduated, that I helped with different projects and so on. And I'm proud. I want the academy to change. And I'm writing books. How did I forget to bring a gift for them, Dan? You'll probably run for something I can give them. Okay, did I sign it? No. Okay, so he'll get a copy. I'll give you, and then I'll give him another one. So I want to be remembered as an author. I've written 3 books, so I'll give you one, and I will continue to write in different areas. I also want to be remembered as somebody who fought for the rights of the marginalized. I want to be remembered as somebody who fought for inclusion of persons living with disability, not just in school and education, but I want to be remembered as one who fought for their inclusion in government and other spaces. I want to be remembered as someone who fought for the rights of women and the rights of those who live in arid and semi-arid areas, those who are marginalized. I want to be remembered as someone who mainstreamed the agendas of the Dorobo and all those others that are looked at as mere hunter-gatherer communities. I want to be remembered as somebody who was there for them, who fought for their inclusion. Thank you. I want to be remembered for that. I want to be remembered as someone who spoke for those who couldn't speak. Indeed, as a biblical mandate in Proverbs chapter 31, verse 8 and 9, speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. I want to be remembered when I'm gone as somebody who did something against gender-based violence. I want to be remembered for that. I want to be remembered as someone who united the different people of Kenya. I want to be remembered as a friend of the youth as I go to the different high schools and the universities where the youth are looked down upon. I want to be remembered as someone who mainstreamed the things of the youth, issues of the youth. And lastly, I want to be remembered as someone who radically changed the politics of Kenya. Radically, because politics is thought to be dirty. It's because it's filled with dirty people. We want to dignify politics and leadership and governance. Now, if you forgot all that I want to be remembered for, like Paul, I want, when I'm gone, to stand before God one day and say, I'm being poured out like a drink offering, and the time for my departure has come. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. And I will add verse 8, which says, and I know that ahead of me is a crown of righteousness, which God, the righteous judge, will award not only to me, but also to all those who love his appearing. To that God be all the glory and the honor